plant, or they're digging for petrol below Moe's Tavern, I think, and guys from the EPA or some kind of environmental agency go in, and they're all in suits, and Moe's bar is full of fumes, and the guy goes, "Man alive! There are men alive in here!" So I often use that if I've walked into a bathroom that smells or there's a particular aroma, so I'll use "Man alive, there are men alive in here." But my absolute favourite is the one where Principal Skinner has Superintendent Chalmers round for dinner, and he's serving steamed clams. There's a fire in the kitchen, and he doesn't want to admit to him that the kitchen is on fire. So he says, "What's that?" And he says, "It's Aurora Borealis." And Superintendent Chalmers goes, "Aurora Borealis, at this time of year, localised entirely within your kitchen, at this time of day." And he goes, "Yes." And then he says, "Can I see it?" And Principal Skinner goes, "No." That always makes me chuckle. So there you go, those are my favourite two.
Langers38 said, "What's the worst weather you have ever watched a match in?" He tagged in this, the Buffalo Bills fans in the recent snow game. Awesome snow game.
Yes, I saw that.
It was so cold and snowy that the telestrator didn't work, so you couldn't see how far along the pitch they were.
Right.
Because literally, snow was falling throughout, and it was above ankle high.
Wow.
And because so few points were scored, when players did score a couple of touchdowns towards the end, they were running into a completely perfectly compacted snow end zone.
Right.
like the first you wake up in the morning and you're the first person to walk out on the fresh snow. That kind of freshness.
Did anyone have the presence of mind to make a snow angel when they scored?
Yeah, and there was a lot of throwing snow up when they scored the winning touchdown. Yeah,
superb. But, most Odsal matches are pretty shoddy
what's
weather.
Another question we've got later on?
Depending on that, the fog game. Do you remember the fog game that we played? That was us, wasn't it? Wigan
yeah.
Bradford. Remember that one where they couldn't see it? It was on it was televised, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As well, I recall that being an absolute shower of shit.
There was a fog game in the NFL this year, and
right.
they reverted to using what they call Skycam, the camera on wires. That's kind of like a what they call drone, but it's not.
Yeah.
So they used that for most of it because that could go lower, so below than the sideline camera.
I see.
So go lower below the cloud, so you could see actually more of what was happening.
Okay.
That was quite interesting, but then they started using it too much. But yeah. So now we might have things to get around that sort of thing, especially at big games where you have those sort of cameras. But yeah, I do remember that one. The aforementioned Yorkshire-Lancashire game. There's been a couple of games at Headingley where we've forgotten brollies over the years. None of those stick out hugely. Do you remember the Fiji Island game in the 2013 World Cup? And the actual game itself was played in sort of drizzle.
Yeah.
But when we were making the journey back to the car after the game,
the world fell apart.
Absolutely chucked it down. It was horrific.
I had a massive hot dog that night.
Yes, yeah. That was what. That's still the picture on the background of the blog, superleaguepod.co.uk. .com, whatever it is. If you want to check it out. Superleaguepod.com, yeah.
Fantastic. Okay.
Oh, that was another one of my resolutions. I want to write more on the blog. There you go.
Absolutely. Mitchell Dart says, "What's on your Christmas lunch/dinner plate, and who would you invite over for Christmas dinner or lunch, and why would it be Gary Lowe?"
I
don't think I could bring myself to invite Gary. I think he'd eat all of it.
It's normal stuff for me.
Yeah, I think we're having turkey. Emma was we're having some friends over for tea on Friday night, and Emma was talking about doing a goose for like a little miniature friends Christmas dinner. I've never had a goose before, but I'm looking forward to it. I like to believe it's more like duck, so I like that. But we're just having the traditional turkey dinner.
We normally have two meats. We normally have turkey and pork. A lot of stuffing. I like a lot of stuffing.
Yeah.
And the normal sort of stuff. My dad sometimes messes around with like parmesan parsnips. He did one year. They weren't great, but he does some nice stuff like that.
Parmersnips. Nice.
So occasionally, you get a bit more veg. Yeah. I'm not a big sprout man, so I only have a couple, and then cut them up really small and just pretend that the cabbage, so it's okay.
I don't bother.
And
I like stuffing more than I like turkey.
That sort of stuff. I like a lot of stuffing.
I think I like stuffing.
Sausage meat, sausage wrapped in bacon, everything really.
Yeah.
We have a big Christmas dinner. In terms of who I'd invite over, it might sound a bit like, I don't know, soppy or whatever, but at some point I'd like to have Christmas dinner with my wife.
Oh, why do you not get to have Christmas dinner with
your wife? Well, no, because
you drive everywhere on
the
Christmas
family
Day,
situation, how it is, like, she's only got a small family, she goes and has it with them, I have it with my bigger family, but basically if we mixed it around a bit, it caused aggro between my family.
Okay.
Not my... Just because my mum wants to have Christmas dinner with me, my dad and Angie want to have Christmas dinner with me, and I've just always had it with my dad and Angie because I lived there, and that's kind of always was. If I start going to Emma's parents' house, then my mum will be bent out of shape, rightly so.
Yeah.
Because then I'd be breaking the tradition. And I always used to love having Christmas dinner with my Uncle Liam. So, because my grandma and uncles and stuff would come and have Christmas dinner with us. They don't anymore, which is a shame. I miss that.
Yeah.
Because I'd always, when I was younger, I'd work on Christmas Day in the local convenience store, and my uncle's a farmer, so he'd be working. So we'd be on the second sitting at about 4 or 5 o'clock. And I'd get to talk to him and catch up on what signings have happened and stuff, and we'll look at our new Wigan shirts. So yeah, my Uncle Liam and my wife would be the people I'd invite for Christmas dinner.
There you go. Well, yeah, okay, good stuff. What is the best Christmas cracker joke? My favourite. Go on, so I'm asking you. I don't know why, I'm just jumping in and reading all the
No, you do it, because I'm not good at remembering.
I just jotted it down really quickly.
Cracker jokes.
We're at the point now where I haven't everything else here will be plate spinning. And
We've had a few good ones.
Oh, have we? Brilliant.
Fat Boy Rob said, "What do you call a potato with a bow and arrow?"
No, let me read mine first, because if mine's shit after all these, then I don't want it to
These
be.
are shit.
Alright, well, what do you call a Frenchman in sandals? Philippe Flop.
There you
That's
go.
my favourite.
What do you call a potato with a bow and arrow? Robin Spud.
I didn't need to worry, did I?
There's another one from Rob. He said, it was Rob's birthday and Al Witz's birthday whilst we've been away.
May I return, gents?
They share a birthday.
Yeah.
Fat Boy Rob said, "What do you call an Italian with floppy feet?" Roberto.
Alright, Robert.
Get it?
Oh, very good. That's a bit like
Roberto.
Philippe Flop, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Part of the same joke tree. Langers said, "How do Spanish sheep say Happy Christmas?" Feliz Navidad.
That's good.
That's a quality one, that one. Sarah Scoots Mackenzie says Anna's her daughter is about 6ish, is she, Anna? She says Anna's favourite joke is, "I just ate a Christmas tree and the decorations. Do you think I'll get tinselitis?"
Clever.
And Alfie Garnett said, and I don't know if he's made this one up, but this one's unique and special.
If he's come up with this, it's very good.
Yeah, exactly. Much better than his woodchuck question.
Yeah.
He says, "What does Miley Cyrus have for Christmas dinner?" Twerky.
There you go.
Very good.
There you go, Alan. That's the best contribution you've made to the Super League pod all year, mate. And it had fuck all to do with rugby. Bravo. I jest, of course.
Yeah, so there's some great ones there.
Do you have a favourite or not?
I like bad jokes off the top of your head. Like, you think of ones like, I don't know, what do you call a man with a spade in his head, Doug, and stuff like that. They're in crackers, I guess. But I don't really, the kind of jokes I remember are awful jokes.
Yeah.
They're the only jokes I remember.
Fair play.
This is an awful joke.
Right,
I'm going to preface it and say it's an awful joke. It's just a joke. But do you remember one of our friends used to work at a local convenience store to us, and in the staff room there, they would write jokes.
Okay.
And at Christmas, on Christmas Eve, he wrote the joke, "What do black people eat for Christmas? KFC."
Oh my god.
And then his supervisor did an unannounced visit late in the night, and he got disciplined for his
rightly so.
racist humour.
Yeah, right. Let's keep that shit to yourself, or in a forum where you know it's going to go over. All right.
Where you realise you're amongst non-racists, where you can share a chuckle about a stereotyped joke.
Yeah.
And then feel a little bit bad about yourself, but not too bad because everyone knows it was just a joke. That sort of environment.
I should say
this environment.
I'm being awfully snowflakey about it. I should say that one of the traditions I have at Christmas is to be when I eventually have Christmas dinner with my parents, is to pull a cracker with my mum and then pretend that the joke is a racist joke. So I will pull the cracker. Oh, what have you got? Oh, this is the cone. No. What is the joke sign? I'll unfold it and I'll go, "What do you call a Pakistani stood between two houses?" And mum, of course, every year just goes, "That's not what it says." And I know it isn't. And then I'll read it. I'll read the joke out properly.
So that's the problem. My problem is I'll only remember the vile racist jokes that have an anecdote attached to it.
Yeah.
That aren't. And I don't remember, I'll remember all the dead baby jokes you want to tell me. I'll remember, you know what I mean? But, no.
Great stuff. There you go, okay.
That's
Ollie
the way
Smith.
my mind works.
Yeah,
the dark depths.
mine too. Ollie Smith says, "Where's the best place to get a shop-bought mince pie? I'm finding it hard to rival Sainsbury's this year." Do you know what? I haven't had many mince pies yet.
I'm not a mince pie person, I don't eat them,
No.
so I won't be able to answer this. But Emma does eat them.
Right.
And Emma is a big fan of the ones that have icing sugar as the top rather than like a pastry top.
Rawest gluttony, I would say.
Yeah, so that's what she likes.
There you are.
There you go.
I've only had 2 or 3, and the one that I enjoyed the most was one of the miniature ones from Booths.
There you go.
There you go. Who's next?
Neil McEwen 4600 said, which current player would you love to throat punch?
Okay, I'm sure mine will come up in a bit.
Well, we sent this one out to people, and it got the best response of all in terms of volume of answers. So Lee Whitnell said, Blake Fingers Ferguson, the smug scumbag.
Yeah.
Wakey White said, Luke Gale, he thinks he's alright, Johnny Big Bollocks.
I bet Wakey White has affirmed this now that he's seen pictures of post-air transplant Luke Gale looking smug. By the way, it's worth looking up because he looks as smug as fuck for a man who fucked up a grand final and didn't perform particularly at his best in a World Cup.
Phil Nadin says Sam Tompkins and Danny Maguire. He's doubling up.
Yeah. Look at that. Maybe he's going to line him up.
Phil Nadin would be a good guy to have around, I reckon.
Zombie apocalypse.
In a zombie apocalypse.
Just to do the driving, if not else.
I reckon he's a resourceful bloke.
I think so.
Yeah.
He could distill us some alcohol.
Yeah. Ollie Smith said, blimey, loads out there that I don't like. I'd probably say Danny Maguire, though, for being a gobbyshite and basically just being Danny Maguire.
There you go.
Langers says Ryan Bailey or Luke Gale, just for his tri-celebration. I don't know if he means the one where he got his bandages out.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Fatboy Rob says, no one. Violence is wrong. Just kidding. Any Leeds Rhinos player or Danny Maguire. In fact, just Danny Maguire. Twat.
There you go. This is the one I'd agree with.
Ludo Lewis says, Greg fucking McNally.
Yeah, I'm on board with this. I've got an irrational dislike for Greg McNally.
No, it's Adam Hickson you really are there.
Fuck Adam Hickson as well. He's a smug-looking prick. I'm sure he's probably a nice boy. I just fucking... Oh, yeah. I know he gets to live in fucking Toronto 6 months of the year, that prat.
Well, 4 months probably.
Yeah. No, he gets to play most of his own games at Halifax.
Chris McEwen says throat punch, Robert Louis. Always Robert Louis.
Yeah, good shout.
Peter Osborne says John Wilkin. So it's not a bad shout.
I'm getting yeah.
Do you know what? Every time he's on like TV talking about the game, you think not too bad. Every time you see him play or see him in a pub, you think
dick.
Throat punch.
Oh, just think back to that time he didn't buy you a drink.
Why not, mate?
Yeah.
Mike Dodd.
Did he try and get you to buy him one?
Yeah, he wanted me to buy a round of shots for him and Mark Flanagan.
Good Yorkshire lad. Good on him.
Mike Dodd said plenty out there, but I'll throw LMS into the mix.
Yeah.
And Mark Butler, 1978, said Brett Ferris. Even the increase of 280 characters on Twitter isn't enough to do justice to how despicable he is.
There you go. I punch Millhouse in the throat. He'd get it for me, Billy Slater. I know he's a great player. But you know, someone's face just—he's in the set. He's almost Hickson-esque for me. His smug face has always pissed me off.
Obviously, for me, it'd probably.
Then it annoyed me that him and his missus have matching haircuts.
It'd be Ryan Atkins, wouldn't it, for me?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't really want to do it to anyone because I ain't got anything to back it up.
Well, you know, you've been close to violence this Christmas.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Maybe it won't take much to push you over the edge.
I had my glass smashed. That's what happened. I had my.
What pub were you in?
Velveteens. It's a trendy bar.
Oh, fuck that place. Yeah, I've heard a lot about shit.
Yeah, me
fuck
too.
That.
Scoots28 Mac asks us, which ex-player would you bring back into your side? A player from more than 5 years ago was an ex-player.
There's only ever one answer for me with this question. It's always the same. The Volcano. I'd always have Leslie Vinocola back. I'd have him back now. I think he could do a serviceable job for us this time round.
At prop, probably.
Probably so, yeah. He put a bit of timber on, hasn't he?
So, sort of, we're talking retired players, aren't we, really,
yeah.
in this question? So, I'd have, from my time of supporting Wigan, the player I'd have back is Adrian Lamb.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. If we're talking not just my time of going, but my time of knowing Wigan, then you'd look at people like Hanley or Edwards, people like that. But if it's from the last sort of 15 years, but not the last 5 years, it'd be Adrian Lamb.
There you go. Okay.
I think he'd really bring along young George as well.
Someone needs to. Paul Michael Craig says, which of the prospective North American sides, not Toronto, do you think have the best chance of succeeding?
I read a really well-reasoned opinion piece about the New York franchise that sort of pulls up some of the holes in that franchise, such as the location and who are they actually going to be trying to appeal to and what's going to be the strategy with with building a fan base and why they're putting him in such a big stadium to start off with and stuff like that. So I wouldn't go for that one. The other ones that have been talked about have sort of been Boston, Montreal, haven't they sort of been mentioned? One